lanes blocked at mile marker 5. Consider alternate route. Which probably means there's probably a really bad accident at mile marker 5 on Interstate 81. Luckily, we're not going Interstate 81. We're going Interstate 40. And we're going to go climb the hills. Yeah, hill climbing. Slow down and stop and look at the flashing lights now. Because, you know, it's totally your business. It is totally your business. You totally have to stop and look at every flashing light sitting on the side of the interstate. Because you will miss somebody farting in the wind if you don't. I mean, that's how people act. The flashing lights set aside the road somewhere, we got to stop and make sure we didn't miss a part. Make sure that we can't smell anything, because we might have missed somebody's part, and if we don't stop, we don't come to almost complete stop and look at the lights setting flashing beside the road. Because they totally have something to do with us. You know, if you see blue lights setting on the side of the road, if they're already flashing, it's because he's got somebody pulled over, or they have somebody pulled over. So you can continue on about your merry little way, because they don't have any interest in you. And if it's your wife or cousin or daughter or husband or boyfriend, girlfriend, friends with benefits, whatever, I'm sure when they get home or they get somewhere where they can stop and call you, they will call you and tell you all the juicy details about how the big bad police pulled them over because they were running 70 and a 55 or 70 and a 45. You see lights on the side of the road, get over, give the officer room to do their job, but just keep on going. You don't have to slow down and look. If it involved you, you would know about it. If more people would adopt this philosophy, traffic wouldn't be so bad. And when you merge on the interstate, it is your job to get up to interstate speed, not the interstate to slow down to you. you look and you don't see a spot that you can merge, going at the speed you're going, either slow down or speed up on the on-ramp to meet with the speed of traffic. Speed up or slow down, whatever you have to do to make your speed consistent with the speed of traffic. And when you get off the interstate, you're driving a 2,000-pound car. When I get ready to get off the interstate, this is the French Broad River going to Tennessee. It's a big, wide river. That's why it's called the French Broad River, because it's broad. But anyway, back to getting off. When I get off the interstate in my commercial vehicle, yes, I have to start slowing down before I get to the exit ramp. I have close to 80,000 pounds I have to slow down. You've got a 4,000, maybe 6,000 pound truck. It doesn't take you 8 miles to slow down. It takes me 8 miles to slow down. I have 10 times what your truck weighs. It takes 10 times longer to slow down. So no, you don't have to drop from 70 to 55 before you get to the off-ramp on the interstate. You don't have that much vehicle. You don't need that much room to slow down. I do. Trucks slow down on the interstate before they get to the off-ramp because we are 10 times heavier than your vehicle. So, wait till you get up to the off-ramp. Wait till you're on the off-ramp before you start slowing down. You don't have to be running 55 miles an hour when you get to the off-ramp. If you people would learn how to drive, traffic would be non-existent. And don't cut across 3 lanes of interstate to get to the left lane as soon as you get on the interstate. Then 3 lanes of traffic have to just about stop for your stupid self. Slow down. Speed up. Get on the interstate. Speed up. Before you get to the left lane, get up to the interstate speed before you try to get over. And learn to use your blinker. They have devices on trucks that let the truck driver know when they're not in their lane. Anytime you cross the white line or the yellow line, it beeps at you and say, hey, you're crossing the white line, you're crossing the yellow line. If they would retrofit these devices to every car and require them to be put on every new car manufactured, inside of a week, in any major city, they charge a nickel every time somebody makes an illegal lane change. That's a lane change without signaling. Inside of a week, around any major city, they would have the national debt paid off and have enough money to build a ranch-style, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single-story house in every major city in America. Just from, say, 1 week around Atlanta, or Charlotte, or Chicago, or Houston. In 1 week, homelessness and the national debt would be wiped out. Because y'all refuse to signal and let somebody know you're moving, you're changing lanes. starts flashing. You push it up, the right side starts flashing. That lets people know you're going left or right. And it won't kill you to use a signal, but it might kill you to not use a signal. It might really kill you not to use a signal, because somebody might not know you're trying to get over and decide they're going to run 70 mile an hour and run up all over you just about the time you move over. Okay, fog. These are the things I think about while I'm driving. These are the things I want to say while I'm driving, and I don't have anybody to talk to. So while I was recording, looking out the windshield, I can talk. Y'all don't have to listen. You can mute it, or you not watch the video. But whatever. See? Flashy lights. He's getting off the interstate. He used a signal to tell somebody he was getting off the interstate. So people would know, hey, I'm going to slow down because I'm getting off the interstate. It is. Y'all want to act like it is, but it's not that hard, really. We're coming up on a construction zone, and that's something else. If you know you're coming up on a construction zone, and you see the signs that say left lane closed in a mile, or right lane closed in a mile, or right lane, left lane, whatever lane is closed in 3 miles, and you wait till you're 100 foot from the barrels to try to get over, you will hit every barrel before you get over in front of me. Because if you can't read the sign that says whatever lane is closed in however many miles, and you can't decide you need to get over sooner, you just need to sit there. See? There we go. No signal. Why? Because it don't take any more time for you to signal than it does not to signal. Here come one of them stupid smart cars, them Teslas. I don't know why anybody would want to drive something so stupid. I got more brains in my pinky than that thing does. You know, they done an experiment where they had a school bus stop on the road, and they had the traffic arms out, and they was pulling this mannequin out from behind the school bus across the road. And almost every time the Tesla hit the mannequin. And they said, you know, this is a problem with the software. And everybody's like, well, why are you pulling a mannequin out across the road? To show you that the experiment weren't designed to show you that the Tesla wouldn't stop. See? Turn signals. I know they're coming over. This experiment weren't designed to show how smart the Tesla was. It was designed to show how stupid it is. Everybody was saying, well, thing is the human driver would have recognized the stop signs on the bus and the flashing red lights and stopped before it got to the bus. So Tesla has all this money, billions and billions of dollars. They're trying to build this car, but they can't build it smart enough to have, it's got cameras everywhere you can stick a camera, but the camera can't see a red light and say, oh, that's it's flashing, that's probably a school bus, I need to stop X number of feet behind the bus. Why? Why is that? If a dumb old truck driver can look, see a school bus stop and say, I need to stop 300 feet back from the bus to make sure that the bus driver can see me, I can see the bus driver, and we can see any kids moving. Why can't this company with billions of dollars write 3 lines of code that says flashing lights equals stop, school bus equals stop? I mean, you know, why can't they? It's not that hard. I don't think it's that hard. Back when I was in high school, I probably wrote stuff in BASIC. That simple. I know we had, in a computer lab, we had to create a menu. And then we had to have a certain number of items on the menu, and it had to do certain things. All the menu items had to do whatever it was, and see, no signal. All the menu items had to, you know, if one launched the WordPerfect typewriter program or word processing program, then it had to actually launch the program. And if 2 was a game, it had to launch the game. I mean, it was simple stuff. But if I can do that in BASIC, as a dumb 16, 17-year-old in high school 30 years ago, you're telling me software hasn't come along that can recognize a school bus stop and say, oh, we need to stop. Why hasn't Tesla addressed this? This is a major issue. You want to put smart cars, you want all electric cars everywhere. Well, you got to make the cars, you're going to make them self-driving. You got to make them smart enough to drive without killing somebody. Driving and killing people, do you? It's got a camera. It's got a camera that looks out the front. It can see the run, you know. You can see the lights flashing. And I know there's supposed to be a driver to override it. No signal. I know there's supposed to be a driver to override it, but still. Why does that driver playing Tetris on his phone? Well, he wouldn't play Tetris on his phone because Tetris is old and nobody plays Tetris anymore. I do. I like Tetris. But, you know, what if the driver read his newspaper? Texting his mistress while his wife's sitting at home wondering if he's okay. that big red circle with they got the red circle and line across the trucks pointing straight ahead, and they got the green circle with no line pointing to the right. They don't really want trucks going through this part of Interstate 40. Because this is where the hurricane washed it out. And they're afraid the truck drivers can't drive good enough to not run somebody over. Especially recently, one lane road ahead, use caution. But recently with the events that have happened recently, I understand. I mean, you got a turban wearing driver that doesn't speak English at all, killed 3 people in Florida, making an illegal U-turn. And I actually seen comments where people blame the minivan for not slowing down. Not the illegal alien driving illegally, because he was supposed to have a CDL. He actually had 2 CDLs. And 2 CDLs are illegal. It's illegal for you to hold more than 1 CDL. It is illegal for you to hold more than 1 commercial driver's license. But he had 2. And he was here illegal. But there were people blaming the people in the minivan for not slowing down. There were people blaming the minivan driver for not slowing down and causing the accident. Sorry, I didn't get much sleep last night. But there were people blaming the minivan driver. Because, you know, why not? Trucks use right lane. Until the left lane don't exist no more. Then I don't guess I can say anything about us using the left lane. Tractor trailer trucks do not pass. 1 lane road ahead, next 12 miles, use caution. There's this idiot watching me get over my signal. Company GPS says there's a 9-minute delay ahead. I guess we'll see. Sometimes it don't know what it's talking about. Made a curve ahead. 45 mile an hour. We got 43,000 pounds of whatever it is in the back of this trailer. Stuff. We got 43,000 pounds of stuff. I usually don't talk about what I have in the trailer. That's a good way to get yourself robbed and killed. People like stuff. They Truck Springs, but they hate trucks. They don't want trucks in their neighborhood. They don't want trucks in their city. They don't want truck stops. They don't want trucks to have any parking spots in the city. They don't want trucks parked at the Walmart. But they want the stuff at Truck Springs. I asked a lady the other day what she had against trucks. Trucks are nasty. Trucks are big and loud. Yeah, they can be. We don't need trucks. She honestly said that. She said, we don't need trucks. I said, how do you think you get your stuff? Most of them come from China. Well, how do you think you get them from China? Boat? Well, how do you think it gets from the boat to the store? There's a couple of police officers. You see them? They're police officers. They're sitting there. How you doing, sirs? They ain't bothering me, I ain't bothering them. Well, there are some idiots that post on YouTube, post online, that would get off of this exit and back up and go harass officers for no reason whatsoever. Say they're doing a First Amendment audit. I'm auditing you. I'm making sure that you're not overstepping your boundaries. How? You're just sitting there. And especially if they see somebody pulled over with a police officer behind them, they'll stop and interrupt the traffic stop just to get a couple of minutes of video for YouTube. They'll interrupt the traffic stop just for 5 minutes of video on YouTube. I don't care. I post what I post. If I get 5 views, that's fine. I'll never be big enough or famous enough that I can rely on YouTube for any kind of money. I'll end up just pushing this old diesel down the road for another few years. Unless I hit the lottery, but that ain't happening. I won't hit the lottery. I'm not that lucky. And don't worry, the road gets narrower. This is where the hurricane washed a lot of the road. This is where the hurricane washed a lot of the road away. They're still working on fixing it. It's going to take a long time though. Because it washed a lot of the mountain away. Well, they got to rebuild the mountain before they could rebuild the road. You see, like over there to your right, all that mountain got washed away. So they got to rebuild the mountain. They got to rebuild the mountain. That's the emergency access in case the workers get hurt. But a lot of the mountain got washed away. They may not rebuild it. May just make Interstate 41 lane through here permanently, one lane each direction. So sorry, it cost too much. It would cost too much to rebuild it. But it might. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to rebuild a mountain. I've never rebuilt a mountain. I don't know how much it costs to rebuild one. It's probably not cheap, but I mean, you know, rebuilding a house after like a house fire or something, it's not cheap. So I can't imagine that rebuilding a mountain would be cheap either. I mean, it's probably a whole lot more expensive to rebuild a mountain than it is to rebuild a house. Or to fix a car after it's blowed up or wrecked. It probably costs a lot more to fix the mountain than it does a car. Yeah, there's that. And how do you rebuild a mountain anyway? I mean, like you'd have to have some dirt somewhere. I mean, there's plenty out of the mountains that you can get the dirt from. But does it do any good to tear one mountain down to rebuild another one? I mean, seriously. See, that's the that beeping, that's the warning that says, hey, you're out of your lane. They could put that on every car in America, and inside of a week, around any major city, Charlotte, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, LA, Houston, Miami, inside of a week, we could cure the national debt and homelessness inside of a week. Just by charging the nickel every time somebody made the illegal lane change. Charging a nickel for it. Welcome to North Carolina. This is where I'm from. I was born and raised in North Carolina. Somebody that, even though the right lane says that it's for emergency use only, which means it's really just a shoulder, there'll be somebody that comes passing somebody on it because they don't feel they should have to run the speed limit. So you have to watch your mirrors in cases like this, because there will be some stupid idiot who feels more entitled than the rest of the world and says, I'm going to use that lane to pass this truck because I can. Yeah, I hate this damn warning system. stupid enough to try to pass somebody. Usually don't work out too well, but you know. Decided to go through the mountain instead of over the mountain. There's a sheriff's officer. Hey, Sheriff Officer. That ain't cool. You ain't no cost to us to be polite to people. that ever was created. Looks like they're loading dirt into a truck, or they're mulch into a truck. Usually you don't see this many construction workers out on this project. You don't see this many cars where the construction workers are doing anything. I'm surprised. Maybe the government check finally come through. They can afford to have crews on the road and crews out here working today. Jackson exit is closed, by the way. Open up for a little bit. I think we got one more spot where it's one lane. I may be wrong. I don't know for sure. There's one more tunnel to go through. Yeah. We'll go through this tunnel up here. It's a half mile away. You got the truck. It's not supposed to be in the left lane, because, you know, he thinks he's better than everybody. He don't have to follow the rules. Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night. I went to bed. I didn't go to bed until 1 o'clock this morning. Got back up at 5:30. So caution: slow traffic 2 miles ahead. Remove your sunglasses. I ain't got sunglasses on. Those on headlights. They'll come on when I get to the tunnel. Now they're home. They're automatic. Don't have to do it. They're automatic. This tunnel's a little bit longer than the other one. Check your headlights. They were there last time I checked. Maybe they disappeared now, I don't know. hours and hours straight. Back when I was younger, I'd start driving and I'd drive for 8-10 hours before I just stopped. Now if you drive more than 8 hours without stopping, you get in trouble with the government, because the government says you can't drive more than 8 hours without stopping. The government don't know me. When does the government decide when I can and can't stop? I think it's stupid. The government should not have that much control over a person's job. Truck is probably one of the heaviest regulated industries there is. You can't be too fast. You can't be taking this medicine. You can't be taking that medicine. But it's all good. It's all good. Now the traffic, slow traffic is 1 mile ahead. Let's see if we see any slow traffic. Sometimes them signs ain't updated either. Just like your GPS, sometimes the signs ain't updated. Oh, Lord. Caution, slow traffic ahead. They don't say how far ahead, it's just ahead. Ahead of what? Ahead of cabbage? Ahead of lettuce? Ahead of broccoli? What's the slow traffic ahead of? Ahead of time? Traffic in the future? Is that what it is? We're 1.5 miles ahead. Is just Chevrolet across the hood. Plains Road was 1 mile ahead. I thought there was more one-lane road up here. I thought there was more lane in each direction somewhere up here. This is where the slow traffic is. We're 212 miles from delivery. That's a long way away. But it's better than when we started. When we started, we were like 300 some miles away. Turn the lights on. Now the lights are on. It's getting foggy. Yeah, look at this going through this little narrow slalom course here. Whoa, driver. Decided to tip it over. That would have been a bad day for all of us. Of some sort, a couple of cranes, but I don't know what it's for. Now we got slotted back to the right. Now it opens up for real. Yay! I don't think there's any more one lane, two lane. I think it's all four lane interstate now. A little bit foggy though. More trucks parked on the side of the interstate. Number 2 this time. Foggy again. Not like really thick fog like it could be, but it's foggy enough. They got cameras up there to watch traffic now. They're not really tracking anybody, I would say. It's just so they can monitor traffic and change the messages on the signs and all. Which they should really do, because I didn't see no slow traffic. Okay. It's been about an hour. I'm sure y'all are probably tired of hearing me yawn and ramble on about nothing and everything at the same time. So when it gets to the hour mark, I'll cut it off, which is in about 30 seconds. And maybe I'll do another one after a while. Who knows? The world works in mysterious ways. So does the Lord. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to an old man ramble. Be safe, behave.